My favourite typeface I would always go for would be Avenir Next. It's lightweight, great copy type, just no frills about it. It'll work. Job done.
I'm in between fonts at the moment, but I've got to say Gotham, and I quite like Montserrat. But if it was between the two, I think I'd probably pick Gotham. It's just very, very usable in the work that I'm doing.
There's something about buttermilk typeface. It kind of reminds me of the K in Kellogg's or the Coca-Cola branding. I think it's quite nice.
Of the many that I do have, I would have to say Accident's Grotesque because of its bold, contemporary form. Yeah. And I do like Gotham because it's my go-to. Yeah.
Probably Gil Sans. I think it's a pretty foolproof sans serif face. I like the way it was used by Penguin Books as well. I really love the old orange 1930s Penguin Books.
I truly love Baskerville. It's a serif font with an old feel, but it's subtle. It's like paprika. It's never the star of the show, but it's a wonderful touch.
My favourite typeface is American Typewriter.
Because it smells like poo-poo, yeah.
Hey. No,
no,
this is serious. Somebody's asked me about typefaces. Don't ask me why, but I just do. Hey, stop it.
Packing case stencil from the 1960s. It was originally used on tea chests. It's very tactile. You get hold of it, you line it up with a ruler, and then you crayon in the gaps. It looks fantastic. It feels very organic.
I like Baskerville. I like the way the G's curve.
I like Myriad Pro because I'm a standard kind of guy.
I like Helvetica because it's the safe option and you can't really go wrong.
Okay, so I have a weird obsession with ampersands. I don't know why, I've just always liked them. The way they look, the way they are styled in different fonts, I find it interesting. They can make things more modern or more vintage, just with one little symbol. So, I like them.
I like American Typewriter because it was legible on film when we used to shoot on film as a title on the end of a commercial. It didn't break up.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of exuberantly bold display type like Stiller. I think it was originally designed for a typeface competition organised by Electroset in the early 70s. Herb Lubalin was one of the judges at the time, and I think described Stiller's numerals as the greatest numerals you have ever seen.
The thing about Electroset I found was that there was never really enough vowels to go round.
Never enough E's. There was never enough E's. It was frustrating. There was also you could never quite get them on straight. There was always a slight wonkiness.
Yeah. You never get them straight, could you?
No. Looked good though.
They did.
Great for doing album covers when you were younger.
Yes, brilliant.
In the wake of the tragedy, Tiago Alves, a survivor from the 13th floor, said, "We need to see the tower as a symbol of our fight for the future." We saw potential to embed the visual DNA of the tower into the typeface by basing the typographic system directly onto the architectural grid. We quickly realized that creating a visual voice for the campaign groups through typography would be a fitting way of helping to unify the voices of the Grenfell justice movements. This created an ownable asset to be used by the campaign groups. It didn't need to be aesthetically pleasing. It needed to be bold, unflinching, uncompromising. It needed to be a semantic reminder of the tower itself. June 14, 2019 marks the 2-year anniversary of the Grenfell fire, a day we invite all supporters of the campaign to have their voices heard. To help that, we will have developed a website for supporters to download the typeface and use basic graphical editing tools to create personalized messages. These can be saved to a range of different outputs, from digital social media posts to physical protest posters. The final major part of the challenge was to make the typeface as culturally inclusive and accessible as possible. We began developing the typeface in other languages, starting with Arabic. We wanted the community to have the opportunity to create responses in the most personal and meaningful way possible. To raise awareness of the upcoming anniversary and marches, we recognized the importance of making a mark on the heart of the city by creating a special edition cover for the Metro on that day. Alongside this, messages of solidarity and strength will be displayed on transport wrappings and subway posters, so that justice can be seen on the streets of the city.
Plans to use fracking to extract shale gas have moved a major step closer.
Fracking is a process of drilling and extracting gas and oils from the earth. It is controversial due to the effects it has on the environment. In 2017, construction started on the UK's first fracking site on Preston New Road. Shortly after, local residents and environmentalists got together to protest at the entrance. The fencing around the site became the focus of their protest, where they covertly put up messages each night. Those responsible would call themselves the Fence Fairies. Inspired by the fences, we created a typeface by tying scraps of cloth around a fence, which we used as a grid. The typeface will be available to anyone willing to join the campaign, enabling them to create their own materials. We use the typeface on relevant applications such as correspondence, local newspaper ads, bi-monthly newsletters, clothing, pin badges, and stickers. If you feel the earth cracking, just know it's caused by fracking. It's got the ground quaking and the earth shaking. Our water is being contaminated and it makes us feel agitated. The gas extraction will lead to distraction. As there are some alternatives to keep the earth preservative, this is the perfect opportunity to come together as a community. Happening in our backyard with no disregard. Join the cause and put fracking on pause.
Are we off?
Yeah.